enterprise, and its worst case scenario is with the services industry. Okay, information. Remember, the information technology services industry has the lowest amount between 14 and 20%. But let me take you one step further. The financial services industry. Who are the financial services? Ernst & Young, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, Deloitte. These people employ 150,000 people each. And their attrition is 27%. Remember, Tata Consultancy is only 14%. Their attrition is 27%, almost double. What is worse, that these four financial services, their salaries are in dollars. So the next question that comes down to is, with this cancer of the enterprise industry, what does it cost the company which is incurring this cancer? What is the cost to the company? Now there are books and volumes and chapters written by people of excellence. And they have spent the last 10 years explaining to us how do you calculate the cost of attrition. Let me make it easy, that you don't require a calculator, you don't have to understand those huge books on calculating attrition. For the simple paradigm for calculating attrition, if, let's talk of Indian companies, since I'm comfortable with Indian companies. If an individual salary is less than 15 lakhs, then the attrition cost to the company is 80% of his salary. So if I'm working for you and you give me 10 lakhs, you stand to lose 8 lakhs of rupees if I leave your company. However, if I'm working for you and you are paying me in excess of 15 lakhs, if my salary is 20 lakhs of rupees, then the cost to you, if I leave the company, is 25 lakhs of rupees per person. Now, when you take these numbers of under 10 lakhs and over 10 lakhs and see the number of people leaving just the IT services, like 25,000 with 24,000 with Tata Consultancy, 20,000 with Wipro, 22,000 with Infosys, and start multiplying it by these numbers, you get horrifying numbers. This is only with the IT-enabled services company. Please take the same multiplier with financial companies. Their attrition is 27%, which is double. Their cost of attrition is also double. To give you an example, in Tata Consultancy, their cost of attrition per year is in excess of 2,000 crores. Year after year after year. But for KPMG or Deloitte or PricewaterhouseCoopers, since they have their salaries in United States dollars, only 10,000 to 12,000 of these financial services people work in our country. Of the remaining 150,000, they basically work overseas. The cost of attrition to KPMG, Ernst & Young is in excess of $2 billion each. So this is basically we are referring to as just the cost of attrition to these companies. This is what it costs. So the next step is, we have understood that cancer of enterprise is attrition, there is no doubt. You have seen the damage that it causes to the company by virtue of your client confidence, projects being disrupted and more. The next question is there a cure? Remember, there is unlimited treatment of attrition. For the last 10 years, if I decide to leave your company, you double my salary. If the working conditions are not good, you give me air conditioned room, you give me a gym. If I want more money, you give me stock options, but these are all treating the symptom. There is no holistic cure like the example we took of cancer, whereby you protect my immune system, and what basically happened, you've eradicated cancer. A holistic approach to cure of cancer. Is there a holistic approach to the cure of attrition? This is what we are basically discussing. That is the subject that we are at. To understand if there is a holistic cure to cancer, first let us understand the different components of attrition. It's only after you identify the different components of attrition can you reach a conclusion that there is a holistic cure or a symptomatic cure to attrition. Attrition basically takes place for maybe 40 or 50 different reasons. And so far, each reason has got a symptomatic approach. As the symptom, you give the approach, as I explained a few minutes back. But if you take this entire arena of attrition, you can reduce it down to 5 main components. They amount to 96.2% of the overall reasons that I leave your company. So what are these reasons, and is there any way that we can control these reasons? Number one, lack of challenge, lack of learning, and hence no growth. 32% of all people who leave your company, especially in the information technology or the financial services, is only because of this first reason: there is no challenge, there is no learning, and hence there is no growth. So how do you approach this problem of providing a challenge? Let me give you an example. We are walking down the street, there's some great music going on over there. How many times has happened to us, there's some great music that you're listening to, you like the music, you like the melody, but you don't know the name. Especially if you're traveling in a foreign country, you suddenly find that you're missing out. Today there's a program available right here. If you sing a song, and I put this in front of you, it takes your song and gives me a signature. This is nothing but the process of digital evolution. In 1934, the evolution basically started. This process of digital evolution proceeded, and today it gives you the computer, but it also gives you music, it also gives you movies, it gives you telecommunication. All this is nothing but an outcome of the digital evolution, or should we refer to it as a digital revolution. The same concept, you take a subjective topic like music and point a simple phone to this, and that phone, that music over there gets digitized, and a signature is put onto the song, and this digitized subjective matter goes to a huge database, and it compares with all the songs available there, and less than 30 seconds you know the name of the song and you know the singer. Of course, you also know the name of the nearest record shop, so you can go and buy it. So this is the process of digital evolution which took place. This process of controlling attrition started in 1983, but it gathered momentum from 2003 to 2010. Now, we use this process of digital evolution to go ahead and find this concept of providing challenges to individuals. Challenge is a subjective matter. What we did was, we used algorithms and mathematics to go ahead and present a challenge across the enterprise to 100,000 people. Because it's digitized, it's no longer subjective. And we digitized it, and with cooperation of the entire bunch of people, we offered them challenge on the projects that we were working, and we checked their performance on the project every month. But for individuals who were assigned to that project, we checked their performance and digitized their performance every week. Now please think, you've got a project which is being offered to you as a challenge, and you're being monitored for performance every week. And this information is transparent and shared across the board. There is consistent, constant challenges available to you, and at every moment of your work life, you're learning. But if there's challenge and if you're learning, the byproduct of these two happens to be growth. And this is how we overcome the first component of attrition, providing challenges and providing learning and growth consistently on the life cycle of an employee in a firm. Number one. What is the second most important component? The second most important component of attrition, 42% of the world people who leave you because of the second reason. And the second reason is very simple to understand: no appreciation. 100,000 people are basically working for you. I do the work, I know I work hard, I know I work diligently, and he goes ahead and gets the credit. Why? He's got a cousin who's the manager. And so you have, in the process of appreciation, interrupted by what? Nepotism, favoritism, corruption, and every kind of ism that you can think about is what comes down to you at the end of the day for your appreciation. Appreciation is a subjective matter. 42% of the people who leave companies, especially large companies, is because of lack of appreciation. We use the same concept of subjective conversion to digitization for manipulating appreciation. What we did was, we digitized performance. And the performance of each individual we broadcast across the empire. Now, if I'm doing a good job, I know I'm doing a good job, but I know that you know. And so at the end of the year, when evaluation basically takes place of the work that I've done for my performance, acknowledgement is a function devoid of human intervention. Please think. There is no human intervention involved at all, because the subjective matter of appreciation has been digitized. And this is how we spread it across the empire, knowing fully well that I may be a cousin of the person who counts or I'm not. But if I've done a good job, the management has no option but to acknowledge. Even the acknowledgement we took away from the management and digitized acknowledgement. So we digitized appreciation, we digitized acknowledgement, both the components. The third component of attrition is distrust. Obviously, distrust is a function that I work and somebody else gets the reward. This common sense says that this generates distrust. The third most important component of attrition being distrust. If distrust exists, please tell me, in the presence of the first two providing constant challenges, number two, automating, digitizing appreciation and acknowledgement, there is the element of distrust. How can you go about looking for darkness with a lantern on your head? It doesn't work. You can't. So the third component of attrition, distrust, it is not sustainable because of the first two. Please think. The fourth component of attrition, number 4, is stress. Let's think for a moment that you are employed in a task. That task engages you consistently and regularly. It offers you a challenge. It offers you learning. It offers you all possibilities for your mind being focused. Number 2, whatever you're basically doing down there, you know that appreciation is inevitable. Whenever you're doing a task which engages you along these lines, where is the chance for stress coming? If you do something along these lines, stress is another dysfunction. It has no opportunities. So we did not need to do anything so far as controlling stress. Stress dissolved by itself. And the last component of attrition is I'm getting a better salary and a better job, better salary and a better job elsewhere. Rewards and bonuses and increment are subjective matters based upon appreciation, based upon performance. If appreciation, acknowledgement and are all digitized, where is the need to pass on rewards, bonuses and increments to human beings? We digitize that as well. 27% attrition we started with. By rolling out these principles, the 5 which I have just discussed with you, we brought the attrition down from 27% to 0.5%. So this is how the methodology basically worked. Unfortunately, we had to keep it so confidential because obviously, for reasons which are self-evident, there was no way we could speak about this. Somewhere a few years down the line, I asked a close friend of mine, the chairman of one of the auditing companies, one of our Rotarians, Shailesh Haripati, to go down to the United States and endorse exactly what had happened there. And Shailesh went down to America and he examined it and he gave an endorsement of the proof that this is exactly what had taken place. The United States government investigated for 5 whole years what this technology is all about. They looked for prior art. Prior art is there any technology which exists which does the similar thing? June 15th, now, they got back to us and confirmed that this technology is unique. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Because of its unique, they awarded us, they gave me a patent for this.